So that beautiful construction with like 100 euros worth of materials in it, it solved the cooling for like 6 or 7 Airbnbs for life. In the upcoming video I will show you guys how we roughly saved 20,000 euros on the cooling bills. Hi, I'm Jot and we aim to build houses that will consume way less energy than they produce. And in the upcoming video and the video series I will show you tricks and tips how to save like a huge amount of money on the heating and the cooling bills. And in this video I will show you what we did to save like roughly 20,000 euros. So in today's video I will show you how to keep your house cool during summer, like one of the techniques that we use usually. So the biggest challenge here was that it's not a normal apartment, it's like Airbnb apartment, like a hotel. And Rudy is renting them out and the clients, they don't care. They say, oh, we paid for the apartment and the electricity, it's included, so we don't care. And many times they just leave the windows open or they just leave the house and the air conditioning is running all day and he can do nothing and it costs him like a fortune. Not one, but many of the clients do that. And how we save the money actually? So for first, we didn't buy the air conditioning system. And if you make like a quick calculation, let's say the high-end air conditioning, it costs you like $1,000 and you want to buy that because that's the most energy efficient. So if you have like 7, 8, 9 little Airbnbs, that says you save like 8, 9, $10,000 from start. That's just from the start, you know. And afterwards, the real money is in the maintenance, because if you don't have something, that won't break. And if it's not breaking, that won't cost you money and you don't have to pay the electricity for something that's not existing. So, you know, it's like an avalanche. So the key was the dew point. If you really understand what happens with the dew point, and you will be a master with it, and probably you will be if you watch this video, that means you will be able to reduce your monthly bills like considerably. So how to keep your room cool in the summer? So sure, there are many techniques how to keep your house cooler, but let us stick to the dew point for first. So you can go to the Google and you type dew point calculator and you will find, for example, this website or like a similar website, and you will be able to calculate the dew point. And that's the most important thing, because if you know the dew point, that means the odds are, if you are living in like a family house with a garden, we'll be able to reduce the monthly bills. So you have here Fahrenheit, Celsius, you can switch them between them. You have temperature, relative humidity and dew point. And for now it won't make sense for you like why I'm speaking about that, because you want to cool down your room or you want to cool down your house for free. And you will be able, but we have to, it's not a shortcut, we have to understand that it's like one of the techniques how to cool down your house. So the hotter the air gets, the more moisture it can hold in itself. And if we have cooler air, that means we can put that amount of moisture in it. And why is that extraordinarily important for us? Because we will have like cool water or like cool air in the house, and we don't want the dew point, we don't want anything to have like water in it in the house, because I will show you how to get the cords for free or like almost for free, but we don't want to have a dew point in the house. So therefore we need to check this a little bit more. Let's see an example here. Sorry, I'm thinking in Celsius. So usually your room, it's like 21 Celsius, like that's the ideal. Let's say that's in Fahrenheit, like 70 Fahrenheit. Okay? So the relative humidity in a house, usually it should be between like 40 and like 60. Let's go to 60, that means like really moist. That means if the first two, that's your room, like 69 Fahrenheit, like again 21 Celsius, and the relative humidity is like 60, that means you will have dew point, so everything you get in the house and it has below 13 degrees Celsius, or like, wait a bit, in Fahrenheit, like 55 in Fahrenheit, that means it will have water in it. So actually, if we can gather from somewhere like water or like cold air or something that's above 13 Celsius for free, that means we can cool down our house in a way that we won't cause dew point. And we have that, usually we have. So that beautiful construction with like 100 euros worth of materials in it, it solved the cooling for like 6 or 7 Airbnbs for life. So for first I would like to like draw you how it worked, like what we actually did through this place, and afterwards I will show you what possibilities you have to do in the same way, because you know every place is different, like every climate, every situation is different, so you can copy paste what he did, but you will understand the main principle, and afterwards you will be able to play with what you have on the spot. So look, I'm drawing you for first what we did through this place, how we had the heating system in the summer to use it for cooling. So now I'm drawing you the pipes, like the pipe system for the heating, and you will understand in a second. So let's say those are the pipes. Here is like the radiator, and the pipes is going here, okay? And usually in the summer, like in the winter, you have here like hot water, you have the radiator, and here it cools down. And you don't have the problem because you don't have the dew point in the summer, in the winter. And what we did, we started to circulate like cold air in the summer, cold water in the summer in a way that we didn't have the dew point. So we talked about the dew point. I'm not going back. I think we needed like a 13 degrees Celsius water, like to be anything above it. So basically, if you are able to circulate like 14-degree water, that means we don't have dew point in the inside. And what was the big difference in Rudy's place? In his radiator, in his house with the radiator, he had the following system. Ah, thank you, Bill Gates. You will give me a beer for that. Sure, I will recommend to everybody on YouTube. Okay, so that's the pipes in the summer. So you have the cold water coming to the radiators here, see? And afterwards you have fans that you're cooling down the, heating up the cold water. And if you think about, if I tell you like 16 degrees water or like 70 degrees water, that's not cold, that's like really warm. And you would tell like, oh yeah, but it's not cold enough. Sure, it's not cold enough, and that's why it's like a double sword, because if you do use cold water, like let's say you use your dwell water, that means you will have dew point on the spot, because the dwell is usually above like 10 degrees Celsius, you know. So even if you're like so lucky that you live in a place that you have a dwell under your house or near your house, and you put the dwell water directly or indirectly in the house, you will have a dew point. So you will have like moisture and water all over your house, and that won't be funny. However, if you heat them up like you have like warmer water, like not 10 degrees, like as we calculated, a 30, 40, 50 or like 60 degree water, that means it will work. However, it didn't work before, because if you don't have a ventilation system on the radiators, that means it won't be enough. So we have three systems here. First is the house with the normal pipes in it, and the radiators and the ventilation system that we start to use. Basically, it's nothing special, it's just like the heating systems for the winter that we'll use. So the second one is a medium between them, and the third one is my favorite part, the source of the cord. It can be a lake, it can be earth, or it can be a dwell, for example. Let's start with the lake. If we have a bigger house and it would need like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 air conditioning system, so that means that's like quite a few thousand euros on the spot. So if you don't have to buy them because you're like cooling them like in an energy efficient way, that means from that money you can actually dig a lake and you'll have a lake for free. And if you put pipes in the bottom of the lake, that means you have like another system that will circulate the hot water from the inside of the house, like not in a direct way but in an indirect way at the bottom of the lake. That means you will be able to heat up your lake even more, so it will be like easier to swim in it, and you'll get the cord from the lake to your house. And that's why it's genius, because sure, the lake, it won't be like a 5 degree, like 10 degree, it won't be like freezing cold, but because you have like the ventilation system on the radiators, that means it will be cold enough to cool down your house. See the logic? So not buying the air conditioning will buy you the lake, the huge lake that you can swim, you can like keep fishes, and the lake will cool down your house. The second one, you can do it with the earth. So you're digging holes with the earth and you put like small pipes in it. I've seen many persons put like really thick and expensive pipes in the earth, Basically, they dig the holes and they put piping in it, but I think they do it in like a really expensive way. And check out these cables. They use it for the electricity system for the house, and I love them because you can buy the most expensive versions that's really cheap actually, and they are really powerful. And if you do use that instead of the water pipes, that means you're not spending that much money. It's like really flexible, and you can have way more. That means you don't have to dig that deep. And that's a section, let's say the water pipe, like the big one, and the small electric pipes. I like the second one more because it's really thin, and the heat transfer is like really fast. And let me draw you something. So the idea is, it's not about the quantity of the water that you have in the system. It doesn't really matter because look, let's say there's the water in the pipe and you say, oh yeah, it holds more water, so it will be like better. But it's not working like that, because if you start to circulate the water, what will actually happen is the following. So the yellow is the thermal mass, or like the overheating of the earth near the pipes. And that's why we are like kind of confused here, because we think if the water, we have a lot of water in the pipe, like the diameter is big, that means we have more water and we'll have more cooling. And it's not true, because after a while, if we start to run the system like in an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, the whole earth, like here, see, like here between the pipe, it will start to overheat. So after like 4 hours of working, it doesn't even matter how big it was your pipe, because the whole thing it will overheat. And here with the small ones, the surface area like that one, it will be way better, because let's say this diameter, let's say it's like a 5, it doesn't matter. Here it will be a 5 again. That's a 5. And just like a random number, you know. So the main idea is you will have like 10 times more, you will grab more earth, you will grab more thermal mass, you will have more battery to store the heat, or like to get out the cold, you know. So it will be like way more cheaper and an efficient way. And imagine if you have like a bigger pipe, and if you have like an issue and you want to like change it, it costs you a lot. So that's one problem. The another problem is when you want to run like water in it to like clean it, you can, because you need like a really big pipe with a huge like volume of water. And with the small ones, you just need like a small well, you just run some water in it, you know, and you clean it up like once in a year, like twice, or if you want to do that. So it's easier to clean it, you know. So again, with the 3 versions, like the house, the third one is like the pond, or like the earth, and the second one, it's like the medium between two of them. And the main idea is, imagine like the second one like a little pond that has water in it, and two of the systems meet in a pond. So you have like pipes that's going inside from the pond and pipes going inside from the house. And usually I recommend like the coax cables, I'm not sure what's the real name of it, but like the same cables. And all of the hot water will rise to the top of the little pond, and all of the cold will go in the lower part. And here it's like really smart thing, because you can calculate the dew point and you can measure it. So if you're having like a really hot summer and you really need to cool down your house, you will be able to do so, and you will be way above the dew point. So imagine you're not even touching, even if you have on your property, even if you have a dwell, you don't have to touch it, because you could the inside of your house with a pond, or like with the earth. See the logic here? So it's like a really energy efficient way, and you're not like wasting water at all. You're like preserving it, you're preserving everything. And let's concentrate here now with the second part. So at the lower part of your like artificial little pond that you put it in the house, I'll show you again what we did at Rudy. So the cold water will go down and the hotter water will go up. So that water that you have here, you will be able to use it for a house, you know. It's like preheated air for preheated water for the dishwashing, or for like taking a shower, or for like the jacuzzi, because it won't be like a 10-degree water, it will be like a 20 or something, it will be like way warmer. The energy difference between the energy difference between like warming up the tap water that you have or like warming up the well water that you have on the spot will pay you circulating all of the things that you have here. See the difference? And another tip, how can you cool down your house? Let me show you. So let's say you make a fast facade. That means here you have like another facade near your house. Wait a bit. So the sun is coming from here. The sun is shining from here, like with power. And you have here the fast facade, and it's here. And the fast facade means you put there anything that's like a 4-inch, let's say 4-inch. And that's how Rudy did it. Sure, it's like not the most beautiful thing ever because he used scrap materials and he was like in a hurry probably. But one is for sure, with that thing, he can cool down like 7 or 8 apartments like easily, even in the hottest summer, you know. And that's not just like the place with the heat exchange, like the number 2. That's in his particular case is the 3 as well, you know, that we talked about, like the pond and the earth. He has them both and he has the heat exchange. And let me draw you why it works in his case. That's his house again. And what happens, let's say I'm standing here so you can understand what I'm drawing here. Okay, so I'm here. And what happens, so in the whole area that he lives, they have like water and it's like flowing water underground. So you have like water. It's not like, sure, I exaggerate it, it's not like you're digging down and you have like flowing water. So he was able to get away without building a pond. He was able to get away not digging a well, and he was able to get away with actually not putting the pipes in the garden or like doing nothing, just building the small little, like putting the small pond liner on the walls, and it was like more than enough. He could like cool down like 6 or 7 apartments or like 8. There are like a lot of apartments here, few square meters of that technique. We could cool down the house because we tapped into the raw power of nature. And sure, you say, yeah, but that was cheating. And yeah, that's that's the main idea, because in every place you have a thing that you can cheat with. They should be happy to use the cooling effect of the basements, you know. Even if they start to ventilate the air from the basements to the houses, that will cool down the house. Or they can use it for preheating the air from the winter, because I told Rudy we should do that. He's not using the cold air from the outside, like a minus, like a freezing temperature, but he's using like the air that's already preheated in the basement. And the only thing that he should do to put some ventilation systems. Wait a bit, I'm making your drawing here. Let's say that's the basement. There's the basement here, that's the house on it. Ah, you can see it. Okay. Wait a bit, that's the water. Let's say the water. And what he should do, he should start to ventilate with a ventilation system to ventilate the concrete. Because if you do that, you work with the convection. So you will have the preheated, like not the preheated, but you will have the warm air from the ground, because here it's like a minus and here it's like a plus, you know. And you're not taking the air from here, you're taking the air from here, and it will be like a 20 degrees Celsius difference, you know, for free. Not for free because you have to run the ventilation, you know, but it's like a 20 degrees like difference, you know, that will be used. And it won't be moist, because if you start to ventilate it, it will be like a movement of air, and none of the moisture will start to accumulate in one point, you know. And that was today's video, and in the upcoming videos I will talk about probably how we saved for others like tens of thousands of euros, hopefully in the long run like hundreds of thousands of euros with the heating and cooling bills, and how we be cheaper, like how we can be at things like 5-10 times cheaper. Probably I will start a furniture line as well, because I figured out that the furnitures that are like sold are like I'm like beeping myself out here. So basically they are like 10 times cheaper, like 10 times cheaper, 20 times cheaper, 30 times cheaper, 40 times cheaper, 50 times cheaper, 60 times cheaper, 70 times cheaper, 80 times cheaper, 90 times cheaper, 100 times cheaper, 200 times cheaper, 300 times cheaper, 400 times cheaper, 500 times cheaper, 600 times cheaper, 700 times cheaper, 800 times cheaper, 900 times cheaper, 1000 times cheaper, 2000 times cheaper, 3000 times cheaper, 4000 times cheaper, 5000 times cheaper, 6000 times cheaper, 70 times cheaper, 80 times cheaper, 90 times cheaper, 100 times cheaper, 200 times cheaper, 300 times cheaper, 400 times cheaper, 500 times cheaper, 600 times cheaper, 700 times cheaper, 800 times cheaper, 900 times cheaper, 1000 times cheaper, 2000 times cheaper, 3000 times cheaper, 4000 times cheaper, 5000 times cheaper, 6000 times cheaper, 70 times cheaper, 80 times cheaper, 100 times cheaper, 200 times cheaper, 300 times cheaper, 400 times cheaper, 500 times cheaper, 600 times cheaper, 700 times cheaper, 800 times cheaper, 900 times cheaper, 1000 times cheaper, 2000 times cheaper, 3000 times cheaper, 4000 times cheaper, 5000 times cheaper, selling you like things that it's more expensive that they should like beep beep beep. So I think I see an opportunity here, and I will talk about probably that, how to build like really premium, like huge furniture for cheap, and I will show you guys how to save on the heating and cooling bills. And if you have like a house and you know somebody, if not yourself, but if you know somebody that would need like a help to get rid of the big monthly bills, please like let them know and I will help them. And even I'm not Mr. Beast, I'm not like giving you $1 million, but I'm so cocky that I can tell, if I can't help you to bring down your cooling or heating bills or like monthly maintenance, I give you like $1,000. That's my budget. It's not like Mr. Beast. So that was today's video, and I see you hopefully in the next video. Bye bye.